So in this video, we're going to learn how to take data from a table of values and turn it into a linear equation. So right now I have a table of values, and if I were to turn this into an equation, it will be something like y is equal to 2x plus 1 or y is equal to 3x minus 5. I just don't know what that equation is going to be, and an equation is very useful because then we can use it to solve more problems that go beyond this data set. So how are we going to turn this into an equation? First, we have to look at how the values for x change in relation to the values for y. So if I'm looking at the x values, one thing that I notice is they are going up plus 1 each time. So from 1 to 2, it's going up plus 1. From 2 to 3, it's going up plus 1. From 3 to 4, it also goes up plus 1. So it's fairly consistent. Now let's look at what's going on with the y values. From 5 to 7, I'm going up plus 2. From 7 to 9, I'm going up plus 2. And from 9 to 11, I'm going up plus 2. So this is how the values are changing. Now the first thing that we need to calculate if we're coming up with an equation is something called the rate of change. And I'm going to just call it the ROC. And the rate of change is the change in y over the change in x. Okay. Now you might see these little triangle symbols here. These aren't actually triangles. These represent the Greek letter delta. But when we read this, we say change in y over change in x. And it always has to be the y over the x. Now what is this asking? It's asking us how much are the y values changing in relation to the x values. Well, I know that the y values are changing plus 2 each time. So I can write plus 2 or just 2 because we assume that's a positive. And the change in the x values are plus 1 each time. So my rate of change is 2 over 1. And since it's 2 over 1, we can simplify that just to 2. Why is this important? When we're coming up with our equation, our rate of change is always going to go in front of the x variable. So I'm going to have, for my equation, y is equal to x, and I'm going to have some numbers in here. The rate of change is always going to be right in front of that x. Okay, so as soon as we solve for the rate of change, it just goes right in there. Now, this isn't our actual final equation. Our equation is not y is equal to 2x. And I know this because if I plug in an x value, I need to get the corresponding y value. So let's say I take x is equal to 1 and I plug in for x over here. Well, that's going to be 2 times 1, which is 2. And our corresponding y value is not 2, it is 5. So I know this equation isn't complete yet, but we're actually almost there. So even though the equation isn't complete yet, I'm almost done half of the equation. Now, how do I find the other part of my equation to make it right? What we actually have to do is find the y value when x is equal to 0. So right now I see my x values are going from 1, 2, 3, and 4. What I need to do is I need to figure out what would y be if x were to be 0. Now we know the x values are going up plus 1. I know the x values are going up plus 1 each time. So to go in the opposite direction from 1 to 0, I would be subtracting 1. Right? If you go 1 minus 1, we get to 0 because we're going the other way. So for the y values, if these are going up plus 2 each time, to find the previous y value, I would have to start at 5, and now I would have to subtract 2. And 5 minus 2 is 3. And that makes sense because we're kind of going by 2s. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and so on. Now, why is this important? Well, the y value when x is equal to 0, so in this case 3, gives us our constant. This is a positive 3, so in my equation, after y is equal to 2x, I'm going to write positive 3. Now let's see if this equation actually works. What I have to do is I have to take my x values, plug it in, and see if I get the corresponding y value. So if I were to plug in x is equal to 1, my y value should equal 5. So let's take a look at this. At x is equal to 1, I'm going to start off with my original equation that I think is right. Y is equal to 2x plus 3. And I'm just going to plug in 1 for x. So I have my numbers in there. I can simplify. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 3. And 2 plus 3 is 5. So I'm saying when x is 1, y is 5, which is correct. That's what we were looking for. Now I can also do this for the other values. If I were to plug in x is equal to 2, my final answer for y should be 7. And that's actually what happens. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So I know this equation is a good one. It matches up with my data. So just a reminder, when we're finding our linear equation, y is equal to something x or something like that, we calculate the rate of change, and that goes in front of our x value. And our constant that comes after, either a plus 3 or a minus 5 or something like that, this is the y value when x is equal to 0.